All right, just got my new DJI RS2 Pro combo. Ordered it about a week ago, maybe a little longer because it came from DJI and from China, I do believe is where it came from. So got that, we'll open her up, make sure it's the right, I got the right thing here. Yes, indeed. All right. So yeah, Pro Combo RS2. So this is supposed to have a 10-pound payload, full color touchscreen, the active track, the Wi-Fi image transmitter. It's got the focus control on it. Yeah, so I'm anxious to put this on my ZCAM, see if it works better on this one than it did on my other, the Ronin S, which it worked okay, just not great. So I'm going to test it with the ZCAM on here, and then do my Canon 1DX as well, and see how this works. Curious to see how it works, anxious to see how it works. So I've got a job coming up just after Christmas, and where I need that image transfer to work to send so the client can watch what we're getting while we're shooting, which will be perfect for this. So let's get this thing set up and take a look. Okay, before we start setting up the RS2 with the ZCAM, we got to look at the bag that this thing came in. Super smart design on this. It's lightweight, padded. Everything's in here in a great spot, easy to grab, laid out really, really well. I'm thinking it was a really good purchase just because I love the bag. But yeah, we got to take a look inside here, see how it's laid out. Super smart design, and then we'll start playing around with getting this thing set up. But I just really like the bag, and we got to take a look at that first. Just, I like bags, I like gear. And when things are laid out well, it's I really like it. So let's take a look at opening up the bag and seeing how it's laid out. We'll just do that. Okay, first off, we've got a little zipper pocket right here. I suppose you could put a manual in there or what have you. Not exactly sure what that would be for, you know, whatever you got. And then you've got two zipper compartments here. So the top compartment opens up. We've got all the add-on control devices, the grip, things, the other little leg flip out, base, all the attachments, the focus rig here, and what I'm really interested in is the RavenEye transmitter, which I'm really excited to use, see how that works. Hook that up. But just great compartment design here. Everything's laid out, simple to find. My assistants can find it easily if needed. Super quick to say what's needed. I love that. Zip that guy up. Open the bottom, and there's your unit right there. You can even strap it in for travel, make it a little tighter. All the cables are right here. Super easy to come by. Just really, really smart design. I'm really happy with how this all looks and works. So just kind of had to show you that before we got started setting it up, because I really like this setup. So now that we've got that out of the way, yeah, it's really good design. So might as well keep this thing open and start setting it up. so we're balancing out the ZCAM E2 F6 on the Ronin RS2, getting it all worked in. Got the focus motor on there as well on the 16-35 Canon lens on here, and I've got a little bit larger battery than I did on the other Ronin, my Ronin S that I had before, because I have a little more clearance here now, so that's nice. Get a little longer run time, and it's pretty easy to balance. You do that first, that one, this one, and then the side to side. So I've got it pretty well balanced, and then rock it forward and the other way to make sure it doesn't twist. So I've got that all figured out. The new locking position locks on this, once you get it in place, get it where you want it, it's really nice to lock it all off. That's really, really nice. And then once I've got this, I'll do a quick calibration on the back here, and we'll take it out for a test drive. It's actually snowing outside the studio right now, so I probably won't be running out to shoot right now, but I haven't really given this test. I haven't had time to do it. A few jobs coming in, so I'm intermixing that into actually shooting this. So work is good in this COVID era. So I've said so a bazillion times, but anyway, it's all balanced, ready to go. I'm not going to bother balancing the Canon 1DX on there. It's all basically the same thing, but it's really nice to get the thing for my iPhone on here, the app to run this, so I can control everything right from the app, and I don't really need to touch the camera. I can see the whole thing. The RavenEye I will use with the Canon to see how that works. So I'll have that hooked up on the bottom when I'm working with the Canon, see how that transfers files so I can see all of that. But anyway, let's get on to shooting some footage. Okay, so we're out in the streets here, southeast Portland. Going to test out the new gimbal with the ZCAM E2 on here. Do a few tests of somebody walking around, and we'll get going with that now. Okay, this thing is working great. I really like it. The feature could go low, really super easy. Working down low. The focus control on this with the focus motor is perfect. I can see the peaking on my iPhone, which controls from the app from this ZCAM. So everything's working really good. So just got to look at the footage and see what we get. But so far, very positive results. Okay, gonna do a little video inside a buddy of mine's body shop. Okay, so done shooting with the ZCAM on here. Got the Canon 1DX mounted on here with the RavenEye, and I've done some footage with this on here. It's no need to show that or anything because the ZCAM was great. This is great. It works super good. I'm very happy. The focus on here, using the focus motor and being able to do that on the ZCAM made that camera even more usable than it was, because the autofocus on it isn't great. But with this, using your finger and the focus motor on there, super smooth, worked really, really good. And the RavenEye took me a little bit to figure out that I couldn't have two things going at once. I couldn't have my iPad going and my iPhone, so I got to figure that out, see if that's doable to have both things going. But this thing is, it's really cool. It tracks you really well. You can go on here, and if I was to step out in front of the camera here, which I can do real quick. But first, a couple things I did learn. With the iPhone mounted on here and you spin the gimbal around, whoops, like this, if your iPhone's tipped up, it's gonna hit. So that's kind of a little bit of a problem right there when you're spinning around 360, is that you gotta watch that your iPhone's flat in that situation so it doesn't get caught, because it got caught up on that for me, which was not a big deal, but something I noticed right off the bat. And when you're balancing this thing, do it when you're putting the camera on, do it from behind, like I am behind the camera right now. It makes adjusting these things easier to do. And the rack adjustment, the little knob on here to adjust the camera back and forth, this little knob right in here, really good. I wish they had that on all of them, that you could fine tune them all like that. Would make it really nice. Still, it seemed a little bit quicker to balance the camera on this one, maybe because of the locking on the different axes was really, really nice. But I mean, the RavenEye showing up on the iPad, really nice. And the features that when you step out in front of the camera and you can select yourself, which I can look at here. If I select myself, I'm going to come out, and you just take your finger, create a little box on the iPad where I'm at. So I've created this little box around myself, and then as you can see, the camera just will follow me all the way around wherever I'm going, which makes it really, really cool to just, if you had this mounted someplace and you wanted it just to track you, this active track is really nice. And then the camera's just focusing on me as I move, and it just follows me 360 all the way around like that. And then I could, and then it'll just follow me back, which is great. And then you can just click off of here. Click, click, click. It's still tracking me. There we go. And then I can turn, power the, get it back to the front. I can start the shooting right here, start to record. I can check all the peaking on here, make sure it looks good, color, load a LUT. It's just, this thing is really incredible. I really, really like the purchase. I think it's by far the best gimbal I've ever used. I've got my Ronin M. I don't think I'll ever use it again now with all of this working as well as it does. And some of the other mounting adapters they have for this thing now is just incredible. The whole system is really, really, really well made. And I think this thing is perfect. You can't go wrong with purchasing this. I think I would go for the Pro just to get the RavenEye included in it and some of the other little handle things, and the 10-pound payload. The ZCAM, you know, out of its cage and everything's really light anyway. I think it only weighed, with the 16 to 35 on there, it only weighed just about 5 pounds. So this thing could hold a whole lot more than that. Put a little longer lens on it, and you're ready to go. But overall, for me, it's a must-have. This thing is great, and I highly recommend it. So get one, have fun shooting. Till next time, I'm out.